Well, the people at Star Wars are rewriting movie canon again. And if you stick with me, I will show you what I'm talking about. But let's go back. George Lucas didn't like Star Wars the way it was, the way he made it, because he wanted to make it mo better. So he went in and put all this CGI stuff. First, he took off Jabba the Hutt, and then he re-added him as a CGI slug, and then he re-added people into the cantina scene. And there's just so many things that he's done to revamp Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. And then there's the part where Luke lets go in Cloud City and releases himself into that big, huge tunnel. And Darth Vader goes, "No!" Which they added, and I think they removed it. I'm not sure. And then at the very end of, I think in Return of the Jedi, when he picks up the Emperor, he says something too. No. And they make all of these comics. They put them in the extended universe and put them in Legends, so they can't use them in the canon version of Star Wars. But then they come out with these comics and they rewrite it, and it totally makes it canon, even though it creates discontinuity in the movies and in the time stream of Star Wars. It's very frustrating and confusing. So here's the deal. I saw this article and I wanted to read it to you. So it says, from ScreenRant.com, Star Wars reveals the first time Luke wields his green lightsaber, rewriting movie canon. Star Wars has revealed the first time Luke Skywalker wielded his iconic green lightsaber ahead of Episode 6, confirming his destiny as a Jedi Knight. But was he a Jedi Knight? Because Yoda said, "No, you're not a Jedi Knight. You have to go face your father first and defeat him to become a Jedi Knight." Or are they rewriting it again? Star Wars has revealed the first time Luke Skywalker wielded his green lightsaber, taking place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Luke Skywalker has been continuing his Jedi path in the canonical Star Wars comics from Marvel. This includes his current attempt to purify a piece of corrupted red Sith Kyber, resulting in Luke's spirit receiving a critical vision in the Force. As seen in Star Wars 43 by Charles Soule, Stephen Cummings, and Jethro Morales, Luke Skywalker has been imprisoned by the spirit of the ancient rogue Sith who first corrupted this particular Kyber crystal, maintained by his own pain and past darkness. However, Luke breaks free from his control, seeking to heal the living pain still tethered to the crystal. This includes a major moment where Luke ignites the lightsaber on his belt to duel this rogue Sith, though he's surprised by its new color. I'll show you, and it's green. What the? Although the blade is green, just like Luke's yet-to-be-built lightsaber seen in Return of the Jedi, it's important to note that the hilt is none other than Anakin Skywalker's, the saber Luke recently lost during his duel with Darth Vader on Cloud City. Existing as an ethereal manifestation of Luke's spirit, this new lightsaber combines the weapons Luke once wielded and will soon construct in the canonical Star Wars timeline. Luke's first green lightsaber confirms his Star Wars destiny, a Jedi like his father before him. "Who do you think you are? I'm a Jedi." And then they fight. Although this entire conflict with the rogue Sith is taking place outside the physical realm, it doesn't make it any less real. Likewise, Luke's green lightsaber and his subsequent encounter with a manifestation of Darth Vader are clearly influenced by the will of the Force. This makes the lightsaber even more significant, effectively proving that Luke is meant to be on the path he's taken, confirming his destiny to become a Jedi Knight and help bring balance to the galaxy. Additionally, Luke's attempt to heal this piece of red Kyber is effectively a prelude to his duel with Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi. After all, Luke confirms in the previous issue that he wanted to learn how to purify the Kyber corruption so that he might one day use the same techniques to purify someone else, his father. To that end, the fact that this green lightsaber perfectly highlights his future success in the Star Wars timeline is very exciting. Luke is nearly ready for Return of the Jedi. Will he finally build his green lightsaber? I didn't learn much about the Sith, but I think I did learn a lot about myself. That will have to be enough. Having successfully faced his own pain and darkness, Luke returns to the physical realm to discover that the Kyber purification process was a success. However, he also learned that redeeming his father was indeed possible with the belief that no one is beyond help. Having been shown that the good of Anakin Skywalker was still within Darth Vader, if he could save the corrupted Kyber, he could certainly try to save his father. Armed with this confident hope, as well as a sign that he was meant to use his green Kyber crystal to construct a new lightsaber, it doesn't seem like there's very much left for Luke to learn before facing Darth Vader. The window is quickly closing during this era before the events of Return of the Jedi. As such, one can imagine that Luke Skywalker will officially build his iconic green lightsaber very soon in Marvel's ongoing Star Wars series. Star Wars 43 is available now from Marvel Comics. And there it is. What do you think? I think a lot of it's a hoo-ha, cockadoodie stuff. In Legends, Luke used a synthetic kyber crystal, and with instructions from Obi-Wan, was able to build his own lightsaber with that. Another one is in Canon. They didn't have synthetic kyber crystals. He found one and recycled it. A lot of fans believe that Luke found Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber and used his crystal. Which, if you'll remember in The Phantom Menace, that's what Obi-Wan used to kill Darth Maul. But the thing was, his kyber crystal was blue. Also, the point where he was trying to purify the crystal so he could learn to purify his dad. That's such a long reach. Because basically, he fought his dad. His dad his dad did it himself. His dad purified himself, per se. He killed the Emperor and forsake his Sith ways in order to become a Force ghost, I guess. It doesn't balance out. There's no balance there. What was he going to redeem from his father? What was he going to purge from his dad? The hate, the anger? You can't purge that. You have to, the person has to let that go. That's why Luke was training with Yoda, and Yoda was always like, release the hate and anger. It leads to the dark side. And he was able to, Luke was. And, if Darth Vader would have been able to survive, I'm sure that he would have been able to release that, knowing that, he had a son and a daughter. He already knew that, but being able to reunite with his son, his daughter. But who knows? Maybe he would have flipped a switch and decided to take over the Empire and try to make Luke and Leia his, right hand people. But I want to think that Darth Vader got redemption because he had a son and he saved his son, and he wanted to let go of that and maybe have that relationship with his son. Remember on Endor when Luke gave himself up and they were in that tunnel about to leave for the Death Star, they're having that conversation and Luke's like, I know you're Anakin Skywalker, and he goes, that name doesn't have any meaning. It sounded like Darth Vader was just exhausted, and he was sad. He sounded so sad. He didn't sound angry or hurtful. He just sounded sad. If I was in Darth Vader's shoes, I would have been so sad to know that I had a grown son and a grown daughter that I never was able to have a relationship with. and now you have to go take them to your master because he wants to turn them to the dark side of the Force and corrupt them. Just sad. Darth Vader was sad. Sad guy. I think, he, at the very end, he's like, tell your sister you were right. There was good in him. And I guess Darth Vader died knowing that he saved his son, and he was right. So, well, I want to know what you think. What do you think about this canon rewrite where he had a green lightsaber when he was trapped inside a kyber crystal trying to purge it? First of all, do you think that they should have rewritten the canon where he used the green lightsaber inside the kyber crystal, where it was an ethereal thing and it wasn't really real? And they're saying, oh, this proves that he was a Jedi. No, it didn't prove anything. They're saying that it was a foreshadowing. It was a foreshadowing of him becoming a Jedi. Okay, but he wasn't a Jedi. It's just they're reaching so hard trying to make these connections, and it's not, I don't feel it working with that. So what are your thoughts on the green lightsaber inside the kyber crystal? And second, what do you think about him trying to purge the kyber crystal so he could save his dad and purge the evil darkness out of him? Like I said, I think, they're reaching with the green kyber crystal, saying that he's a foreshadowed Jedi Knight. And I also feel that him learning to purge kyber crystals doesn't work the same on people. You can't purge that. They have to want to do that. So I bet if he were to go out and try to purge Sith, he could try to purge them all he wanted to, but 99 out of 100 times it probably wouldn't work. And the 1/100th time was Darth Vader, who was doing it for his son. So those are my thoughts, and please let me know. I just want to know what you think. Post it down below. Well, that's it for this video, but come back for more Star Wars and sci-fi content, more Black Series unboxings, more live streams, more live movie watches, and more of these deep dives. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And remember, the Force will be with you always. And check out this video.